I remember being in Toronto for the All-Star game and D-Wade coming to me like, keep grinding, I see you killing. And like stuff like that, like, so it really helped my confidence, and I haven't been able to score like that since I was in high school at the Mathers, so. This last year has been, a whirlwind for me. I've been at the highest of highs and lows of lows, but like to answer your question, the D League is what you make it. It's what you make it. I mean, I went to, premier college, and we were charter flights, roof Chris. Like we got tired of eating roof Chris. I mean, they definitely spoiled us, 5-star hotels, stuff like that. So my time at Duke I had a good time at Duke. I won a national championship, and on draft night, I knew I was getting drafted. I had 4 to 5 teams tell me they were going to draft me, and the draft goes on. You see guys get picked, you see trades happen, and my name never got called. Man, when you get to the D League, it's buses, it's the earliest flights. It's not a lot of people in the stands, and it really questions, if you really want to play this game for a living, and is the NBA really your ultimate goal? I was the last cut. I got cut on the last day of the training camp with the Cleveland. It was me and another guy, and that, I was down. I got cut. I was down. I wasn't playing well. They took the other guy, and I didn't want to go to the D League, and I did it. In the first month and a half, I wasn't myself. It wasn't easy, I started off, I didn't have a good, first month. I was struggling a lot, and I was the youngest guy on my team, so I started writing things down. I started seeing things that people were saying about me. Quinn would never get to the NBA, or things like that. Quinn's not a point guard. He's too slow. He can't shoot. I started writing things down like I used to do back, when I was you guys' age. And then, I turned it around, and I had a great season. And I ended up getting Rookie of the Year. Shout out to you for being a Duke fan, but RIP stands for rest in peace. And my dad, I lost my dad when I was 14. And at that time, Facebook was out. It was Facebook. So I ain't post for like 5 days, 6 days after it happened. And like my whole wall, like people leaving comments like, sorry, blah, blah, blah. And like my first comment, my first status was like, thanks for everything, da da da, and RIP Dad. And I did it like the capital R, lowercase I, capital P, capital D, capital A, capital D, exclamation point. And after that, like Twitter came out. I started doing it on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, and it just stuck with me. And people were like, when I went to Oak Hill at first, people would make like come to games or RIP Dad shirts on, and it became my little signature. And I see AAU players and people like that doing it now the same way and stuff. So I just kept it going. Like when I was 14 till 23, it's been 9 years. I haven't done a post without it.
So Quinn, first week, man, basketball camp. Why did you decide to have a camp? Or have you been thinking about that for a while? It's just like now it's finally happening.
Yeah, something I've always wanted to do my entire life was just give back to the kids and teach my knowledge and my friends teach their knowledge to the kids. I'm gonna be very interactive about it. If it's hopping in drills, if it's talking, it's been a fun summer, man. It's been a fun summer. My mom, like, she's been organizing everything, and it's fun for her. Her, texting me about trophies she just bought and little stuff like that. She's running concession stands, so she's back and forth from the grocery store, just getting everything ready.
Gonna get your nails polished, stylist for your eyelids, and a pilot for your mileage, for them frequent flights to your islands. Miss Brown and Miss Pollock, little boy then grown up, little voice then blown up, middle class that bonus. Hey mama, she ain't got to give me another chance. Hello.
This is Miss Bigby.
Oh, don't write me there.
This Derek Powell. Washington DC Finals.
Thanks.
Got his Gucci's on. You know how he do. You know what I'm saying?
This is the mayor of DC.
This is Catherine.
When Marion Barry left here, he left him.
What?
When Murray left here, he left you. Because you picking up where he left off. You know everybody in the city, Joe.
No.
Every part of the town.
No.
Yes. Everywhere you go, people.
No one knows Derek.
No one. No one. Thank you, Captain. Nobody knows me.
Pettis, he's kind of been, you know, the brains behind everything, and you know what colors that we wanted for the shirts and how many basketballs, just all the logistics. I can remember, like, I was that kid that went to every camp. My mom, my dad made sure I went to every camp. So, you know, for me to have my own camp is a dream come true.
Tell him to pick it up. That means you gotta up your stuff. You gotta pick your stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So they hold each other accountable. So you guys in these drills, I just want to teach y'all early, like communicate. I want y'all to be the loudest group, all right? Listen to these coaches, all right? Let's get it. Let's get it. Kids making my day. Parents, everybody smiling, it's a great environment, so I'm happy so far. Well, I'll be happy this whole time, but I'm extremely happy. It's like 10 a.m. and we're just getting started.
I want to hear Will, you know, go from, you know, not being ranked or anything to having a couple good tournaments and becoming a top 5, you know, player in his class. You know, Jalil's the youngest out of everybody, so I want to hear. I've never really heard him speak, you know, publicly. I mean, we had a public speaking class together, actually, but, you know, I want to hear him share his story a little bit. He has a very, very unique story that, you know, I've heard, and it's intriguing, and it really touches people when they hear it because they don't really know it. So, Jalil, obviously, I argue this, and I'm not just being biased, but if he doesn't get hurt and they win a couple more games, we would have got Rookie of the Year. We didn't meet in the gym. We didn't meet, you know, playing AAU at a tournament. We met going to the same school. Like God transferred me to that school because he was there. And, you know, we met the first day. And he's been there. He was at the school his whole life. And it was my first day. And he kind of took me under his wing and we became best friends ever since then. And this is just amazing how God works. So fortunate to have him here, you know, just being around, sharing his incredible story with the kids.
Yeah, man, I just came out, you know, to support my brother, man. And I've known Quinn Cook, man, my whole life, literally. And to be able to come out here and support him, to have his first annual camp, makes me proud. To have when he even told me he wanted me to come out and speak, I committed months ago. Just because he's my brother, and I want to come and I want to help and I want to give back to. Man, nobody really understands our story as strong as we do. Even when we try to explain it to you guys, you would have to be there in order to live it. The crazy thing about it is we used to talk about stuff like this when we was growing up, about having camps, about being in the NBA, about playing at the highest level of basketball. Now we're here. The reason why we get back is because we feel like we need to. That's why he does his camp. He has to, he wants to. He wants to get back to the community and get back to him. So if it means me coming out for a weekend to help him, I'm going to do it every time. Because he gave it to me when I was growing up. He didn't have to let me into his house. He didn't have to let me meet his family. I feel honored and I feel privileged to be able to come out here and give back to him just like he gave back to me.
I seen this kid, he was dribbling the basketball. Out of all the big other players on the team, everybody else was sitting down. He was in the airport at the gate. I said, man, Shaq, who that? Like, that's a little young, he coming up, he was nice, blah. He came up and said, yeah, man, we're big fans, and blah. Definitely stayed in touch with him and watched the progress. And, I mean, like I said, he just never forgot where he came from, man. He's still the same person. You can ask Shaq. When we was on the road, I was the person who always had the ball.
Man, this one story, I swear on everything. I will never stop telling this story. We at the airport. He dribbling the ball through the airport. Everything cool. We get on the plane. The lady tell him, this flight attendant tell him, all right, you gotta take the air out the ball because it might bust while we're in altitude. He almost broke down and started crying.
I watched him play against the guys that are in the NBA, destroyed the guys that are in the NBA.
He came up to me, shook my hand, like, man, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. I respect everything you do for the game. And I was shocked by that because I'm not an NBA player.
I never looked at it like street ball. Like I said, I grew up in an era where I remember going to get the And One mixtape probably before when these guys had an open tryout or whatever the season was they were doing, where they had regular people out there trying to play, and they'll pick a certain number of guys and they'll play in the Verizon Center or the MCI Center at the time. I remember going to Bishop T.C. Williams and watching the open trials. So like, I never like Kobe Bryant, like NBA guys, the biggest guys, like I said, Shaq, being that he was from home, Pat, being that he was from home, like, they were always on the same level.
Like, Pat, man, you gonna practice those moves, do something that's tight, but do something that's you can also do in a little game. Right. Like Jamal Crawford, or Kyrie. And, that's kind of the same things I pass on to him. So, really, everything I show you, I got really got. So,
people come from all over. They come from all over to help him out of his camp. I drove an hour and a half. I don't even live here no more. I drove an hour and a half, no problem.
These guys, Pat has the biggest camp in America. Shaq is on the road every other day and every other weekend and take care of his family. He doesn't even live here, like you said. And for these guys to be here, like yesterday, I was choking up and tearing up in the staff meeting because I'm looking around, I see all these people, I see Prime Objective. I used to stay up all night watching these guys on And One. Like, my era was the And One era. It wasn't the YouTube era, it was the And One. So those guys were like Michael Jordan, out now. So Hot Sauce, Shaq, Pat, Headache, all these guys. So
that's why I can relate to Quinn. Like Shaq said, I used to take my ball everywhere. So when I first seen him, I said, man, it was just reminding me of myself. Like, most kids now, in the era we live in now, they just too cool. They don't want
headphones and like
no Dre beats. He was like, man, he was in there working. So whenever he hit me, I'm like, man, it didn't matter what I was doing. If I was out eating or if I was about to go to sleep, I had to go open the doors up for this man. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, hey Pat, come and carry it out. It didn't matter because he reminded me so much of myself that it wasn't even no question. I was gonna be there.
to have these two guys here, I mean, it's as good as giving back to these kids, honestly. Like, I was fans before I was 10 years old watching him on the And One mixtapes, on the video games, watching him just being and realizing they was from my area. I just became their biggest fan. So I never acted too cool. That's what I tell these kids with Shaq's been preaching this whole time.
Social media destroyed basketball completely. I'm being honest. It destroyed basketball completely. You don't even see full games anymore. All you see is chops and crossovers and dunks. Like, it's cool. That's why Sports Center do it. So let Sports Center do that.
I think the big thing is about it, man, is like I said before, the kids, there are a lot of people out here that just trying to, if you just block those people out, block the noise out, if you really believe you're capable of doing something, you're really going to do something. It's not, there's a reason why you feel the way you feel.
Favorite song in the artist?
Lil Durk and Kodak Black. Song Kodak Black Like That, and Lil Durk, Superpowers.
How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I was about 5 when I started playing.
Game-winning 3 or a dunk?
Game winning 3.
Magic or Bird?